Israel's cabinet is discussing this 60-day ceasefire. They appear to have voted on it. Could this lead to a lasting peace agreement?
No, I don't think it will. And I think that Israel is going to be in a better position to end the conflict on terms better for Israel when you have an American presidency that's much more supportive of the Israeli government. And you're going to see that in the incoming Trump administration. And so my hope is that Israel wouldn't do anything now that would jeopardize its security in the long term. Obviously, you have these Iranian proxies throughout the region. Those are the ones that are perpetuating the conflict. And so until you have a U.S. administration that can provide the diplomatic backing to Israel and really a free hand to take care of, finally eliminate these Iranian proxies throughout the region, you're not going to have a lasting peace.
What are some of the factors that make you think that right now things don't look good for peace?
Well, you still need to eliminate all of the proxy groups. You have to have a return to squeezing the Iran regime. You have to have an American government in place that understands that that's the best way to peace. And so far, the Israeli government hasn't finally and ultimately secured its objectives. Remember, the Netanyahu administration has been very clear that this conflict will end when they have their hostages back, when they can finally destroy these Iranian proxies so that we don't have another October 7th again, and that they can't reconstitute to launch another October 7th attack. Those objectives have to be met if you're going to have any kind of final peace.
What role, Rebecca, do you think the United States should be playing in the Middle East under the next Trump administration, and how might this change from previous policy?
Well, I would like to see a return to the first Trump administration, which really had a brilliant strategy, which is that you fully support Israel. You kind of table the Israeli-Palestinian problem. You saw the finally moving the American embassy to Jerusalem, recognizing that as the capital of Israel. But you also just saw full support for the Israeli government, and then you had a squeezing of the Iran regime, and then you worked with Gulf partners, the Emiratis, the Saudis, so they could combat Iranian proxies throughout the region. The Biden administration really flipped that strategy on its head. It looked for appeasement with the Iran regime, it squeezed Israel, and it really took a hard approach towards the Saudi government, which we really haven't fully recovered from diplomatically yet. So my hope is that we get back to the first approach so that we can have the kind of peace process we had, like we saw with the Abraham Accords.